you're going to see Pernell Whitaker do early on to try to avoid the rushes of Ramirez, who's a real proven pro, and he's really going to chase him. And Whitaker's going to dominate early, I feel, because of his speed, because he's got hand speed, foot speed.
Well, it is felt that he may and must dictate the pace, Whitaker, because Ramirez has got a lot of heart, a lot of stamina. He'll pace himself well. He could be very, very tough later on. So the speed of this young hare, trying to catch this tortoise and beat all his experience in the early rounds. We'll see how it turns out.
There's only one thing I'm concerned about with Whitaker. I watched him in the gymnasium early on. He does cross his feet when he goes both ways. So he's liable to catch a right hook or a straight left hand and get dumped on his pants.
Well, it happened to him earlier in his career with Roger Mayweather, but he's got a jab he says he's very proud of now. He has worked on it and improved it just in the last 3 weeks under the guidance of Joe Ferriello.
Well, I'll tell you, that jab has really been stinking those sparring partners, and he's really been setting them up.
It is an unusual matchup in that both men, as you can see, are southpaws. You don't see that very often, certainly not in a World Championship bout.
Well, usually they're able to get guys coming with right-hand stances, and what happens, they're able to do counter shots. Now, either one don't know how to handle a southpaw, because Whitaker's only fought about 7 southpaws, and I think Ramirez only met a half a dozen himself.
And, of course, Whitaker's experience with southpaws came as an amateur. He's a good body puncher, and that jab we're seeing early from Pernell, he prides himself on his ability to go to the body.
I'll tell you, I've never seen a fuller fighter than Pernell Whitaker treated this week. He's really been ready, he wants it, and he's hungry for this kind of a win.
It is scheduled for 12, the WBC Lightweight Championship.
There he goes crossing his legs down. That's a no-no because he's liable to catch a shot while he's in the midst of crossing.
Awaiting the winner of this, a mandatory bout with the WBA Lightweight King, Jose Luis Ramirez. Oh, good body work, partially blocked, though, by Whitaker.
I tell you, he really landed a real good straight left hand. Ramirez shouldn't be taking those kind of shots, but he took a right coming in.
Right now, it's jab for jab, and indeed, a very impressive jab showing by Pernell Whitaker.
I tell you, Fred Astaire would have been jealous of that step. That was a real good move he put on Ramirez.
Well, Pernell, known as Sweet Pea, certainly was the most stylish of all the Olympic medalists in '84. He caught the eye of so many people, but it's taken this long to get to a championship bout. But the chance is his tonight. He's acquitted himself very well here in round number 1. And he dazzled his man in the first round with that. Ramirez did admit to us he might take a couple of rounds just to figure the style of Whitaker out.
Joey Ferriello told Pernell, cool it, just a piece of cake, just keep doing what you're doing, don't change.
And don't be overeager. Realize you've got 12 rounds to take a little bit more time.
The speed of Pernell is going to make Ramirez look like he's standing still sometime.
Exactly. But speaking of standing still, that is something Whitaker cannot afford to do. He can't afford to trade punches with this guy.
Well, no, he can't. That's one thing he can't do, because Ramirez bangs with both hands, and is liable to nail you. And if he nails him when he's crossing those legs, I can't stress it enough, he's going to drop him.
Pernell's task, and he's doing it well so far, is to get in and out. Try to dictate the pace. When Ramirez takes it to him, then he's got to use the speed he has to get away.
One other thing Pernell can't do is trade punches with Ramirez, because Ramirez gets cooking when you trade shots with him. He usually ends up with the best shot.
Whitaker describes his new jab as an offbeat jab, coming from different angles and confusing to an opponent.
Tell you, Don, he's looking every inch a champion right now. He's doing everything right. He's keeping Ramirez off balance and keeping him turning.
Ramirez, a man who's now 29, almost in a couple of weeks, it'll be 15 years since he's been boxing professionally. Which means, yes, he began at 14 as a pro boxer in Mexico with no amateur experience.
When we talked to Ramirez, he was a very interesting young man. He said, I've been fighting half my life, which he has been doing.
There was a left that Whitaker almost got nailed with.
That's what he can't do. He can't trade punches with Ramirez. He's got to play the cat and mouse game, hit him and get out of there.
In and out, you're right. Ramirez trying to stalk him more now, trying to dominate him in the second round if he can. But the jab keeps him at bay as Ramirez bangs the body with the left hand. Interesting matchup, different styles, these two southpaws.
I actually think Pernell's got Ramirez frustrated because Ramirez went right-handed that time.
The jab is constant, as is the movement on the part of Pernell Whitaker. The second round, it's scheduled for 12, draws to a close in Paris. Here is Pernell Whitaker going back to work with that marvelous jab he has displayed since the outset of this 12-round battle for the WBC Lightweight Championship in Paris. Carlos Guzman of Argentina, the referee, has not had very much to do.
That Ramirez's corner was very cool in there, but they better start Ramirez doing a couple of things because he's following Whitaker around like ring around a rosy. You can't do that. You got to cut him off and do his thing.
Ramirez has had some memorable battles with Terrence Ali, a couple with Edwin Rosario. It's his second reign as the WBC lightweight champion.
He pointed to those two guys as the fastest guys he ever fought. But let me tell you something, Pernell Whitaker is quicker than the both of them.
He also mentioned Hector Camacho, but he did allow for the fact that they're all different. He wants to see him before he decides what he's all about. Whitaker did not want to see any tapes, any films of Ramirez whatsoever. He feels it's misleading if you get set for one thing and the guy shows you something different when he gets into the ring. So he's getting his first look at Ramirez now. Good body shot, followed with the left in Whitaker.
Very dangerous, Whitaker trading like that, because I'm afraid you're going to catch a shot from Ramirez. And Ramirez is the puncher, make no bones about it.
Relentlessly, he stalks Pernell Whitaker from Norfolk, Virginia. Whitaker has power, 15-0, and 9 of those wins have been knockouts. And he's forcing his man, despite his experience, to be a little wild right now. This is what he can't afford to do.
Can't trade punches.
No. Ramirez, like the next bottle of wine from the waiter here in Paris, just keeps on coming, it seems.
I see Ramirez's manager, Ramon Felix, has given him the waving sign, keeping him busy. You got to get busy.
A good start for Pernell. I would think you'd have to give him the first 2 rounds, but this round could be a little different. There is the right landing by Ramirez.
Ramirez is really dogging Whitaker, trying to get him, trying to trap him, but you got to give Whitaker a lot of credit the way he's slipping and sliding.
The chase is on. The tortoise and the hare we alluded to at the start of our coverage from Paris tonight. The tortoise slowly, steadily pursuing his man as the faster Whitaker makes his way around this rig, which is 18.5 in diameter. So a better third round for Ramirez here as it draws to a close. Stay with us. Round 4 is underway between Ramirez and Whitaker. Angelo.
Ramon Felix really did a good job in the corner with him. He says, close, close, cerquita, cerquita. And he's telling him to let the shots go downstairs. Abajo, abajo, abajo. That was the instruction.
Well, Ramirez told us he figured to have a couple of tough early rounds against Pernell and then wanted to wear him down, as we've told you.
I think that's putting him mildly down. He's been getting the heck kicked out of him these first 3 rounds.
The third was a better one for him, but he still might have lost it, indeed.
No, he lost it. He got out-punched, outsmarted, and he missed the most punches.
Remember, Ramirez in the red trucks is at 106 pro fights. Whitaker only 15 to this stage. You may say that's not enough to groom a world champion, but with talent like that, it may well be.
What I'm concerned about in this ring, Don, they got these advertisements in there, and they're like on an angle. And if Whitaker grabs his foot on it, he's going to slip on it because it's a bad thing where they're in close to the ring.
They have advertisements on the stool, on the boxers' trunks, as you see with Ramirez, on the sponge dish. In fact, if we don't watch ourselves, they might stick one on her back, a billboard here, and charge somebody for that, too.
Well, they may have it in the bottom of the shoes. I don't know, but we may not see that because they're both taking good care of themselves.
This is ad man's heaven, I'll tell you. In Levallois, Paris, in the outskirts of Paris, just off the Champs-Élysées. Whitaker, of course, has a broken ankle in his career. He's had a broken hand that has bothered him. His left hand has bothered him a bit in training here. And the crowd here solidly behind Ramirez, shouting "Allez, Campion," which means "Come on, champion." He's their man, although he's from Mexico. They've adopted Ramirez here in France.
Whitaker still fighting a very smart, heady fight, going side to side, but he did not get too close when he switches like that.
It wasn't a hard shot, but he took one flush on the face. He tried to get out of there. But Ramirez continues to come at him relentlessly. Going to the body. Whitaker on his bicycle with the jab again in evidence.
I don't know if we can get the angle of these pads on the floor. They're actually on an angle like corner pads, and they slide up. And if he gets his foot caught in there, he's going to slip and fall down with it.
I agree with you very easily. It's very dangerous. There is a good chopping left by Ramirez. About 20 seconds to go in this round. Whitaker banging with him a little bit, going to the body, and then Wise, he tries to get away before that clinch. So the pattern continues between these two here as the fourth round comes to an end. Round 5 in Paris. Don Chevrier and Angelo Dundee with you. Pernell Whitaker getting it done against the champion, WBC style, the world lightweight title held by Jose Luis Ramirez. But it is the middle to later rounds where we would expect Ramirez to get around to his kind of fight. If Pernell can show his speed and pile enough points up and then stay out of trouble, he could be in good shape. But a good start for him at this early juncture.
Pernell got hit a real good shot in that last round. If it had been a little lower, it might have done some damage. Got to be very careful when he's moving around on him like that.
Ramirez, a very tough man to hurt, a very tough man to take down. That was partially blocked on looping left by Ramirez. Rosario knocked him down in succeeding rounds in a great battle in their rematch, but nobody else been able to do that.
This is what's called maturity fighting a young man, because really the 15 fights is real tough to go against a fella with the amount of experience that Ramirez has.
Well, his entire working life has been as a professional boxer. And again, the great hand speed of Whitaker, some great throwing blows there.
I got to admire Pernell Whitaker because he wants it real badly, and the way he's throwing those shots is something else. And I still remember a guy by the name of Leon Spinks had 7 fights, and he beat some youngster like I knew him named Muhammad Ali.
You do remember that?
I do, slightly.
Well, he is making Ramirez look a little awkward now. He's got to be a little uncomfortable. We'd like to warn our local stations we'll be taking a station break immediately following the conclusion of this round. Pernell getting glancing shots as he backed out of there. This is the 5th round scheduled for 12. Pernell Whitaker has crossed the ocean to become the latest Olympian from the '84 team to win a World Professional Championship. And the man he's chosen is a tough customer, Jose Luis Ramirez from Mexico, fighting lately out of France as sort of an adopted native son. Whitaker favored coming in, and much of the strength given to him was feeling that he would do well in the early rounds, and he has.
Referee gave him a real good warning there for pushing him down, but what the heck, you got to do everything you can to get that win. That's what Pernell Whitaker's doing.
It is getting late in round 5. Whitaker continues to impress. Constantly on his bicycle, but scoring as he goes. We'll return with more on ABC's Wide World of Sports after this word from our local station. Round 6 with a couple of win streaks on the line here. Of course, Whitaker 15-0 as a pro. Ramirez has won 10 in a row. There's that pad you talked about getting a Whitaker play.
Those pads are so dangerous, it's not even funny. And you know what? They want to make sure they got the advertising in. They got them nailed down. You can't move it.
Well, it may be good for business, but it's not too smart in terms of a fighter's welfare, especially one who moves as well and as frequently as Whitaker does.
Now, Ramon Field in the corner that time, he was telling downstairs, abajo, abajo. And he told him, igalo. He said, hit him in the belly, hit him in the kidney.
Well, Ramirez having trouble catching up to hit him at all.
Ramirez is doing something now. He's jabbing, which is a good idea, so he can break up Whitaker's jab. That's why he's jabbing right now, to break up the rhythm of Whitaker.
Well, again, he doesn't want to be in here doing this kind of thing, but he's coming out on the long end of it. He got away with it, Whitaker did.
Well, Whitaker can't do that. He's got to fight a type of fight he's fighting. Just move, stick him, keep him turning. There's no sense in trading punches.
Because this man could take all you can give him and more.
I think he proved that with Rosario, because he really got dumped a couple times, came back and knocked out Rosario. I saw that fight in Puerto Rico.
Yes. The second of their two great fights. Well, he has fought Camacho, Boza Edwards. He has fought so many experienced people. And here's Whitaker with just 15 bouts, dancing rings around him right now. It's an amazing story unfolding here tonight.
Well, you got to remember, he beat Roger Mayweather. That was a heck of a win Whitaker had, because there's no better banger than Mayweather.
It is quite a division, this lightweight division. And on the strings, a couple of great ex-champions are about to go at it again in May. Camacho and Mancini. You've got Chavez, and you've got Greg Haugen, the IBF champion. You've got the man he beat, Vinny Panzienza, and these two. Now, while Whitaker is only 24 and in superb shape, is there a chance he could tire here and not be able to sustain this injury?
Oh, he definitely could tire, because what Ramirez is doing is banging him downstairs, keeping him busy, making him do things he don't want to do. And that's what we figured was going to happen with down the stretch with this fight.
Good solid shot with a right hand to lead with it by Jose Luis Ramirez, who tries desperately to wear down the speedy Pernell Whitaker. Stay with us. They are underway here in Paris again. That last round was mistimed to the short side by 15 seconds, but it was certainly a better round for Ramirez.
Well, definitely a much better round for Ramirez. He's starting to hurt him downstairs, and Whitaker's mouth is starting to bleed. Now, a funny thing happened in the corner. Joey Ferriello, the trainer, said, tie him up in close. And you know what happened? Pernell said, I can't. That's the strength of Ramirez.
Yes, it is. And he is coming on more and more now as the 7th round is underway. Whitaker has never stopped an opponent as a pro from the 7th round on.
I don't know what happened in the referee's corner over there, neutral corner, but there's water there.
A lot of it.
And if...
see in the background there, just past...
Yeah, Pernell goes there, he's going to slip on it.
Not to mention those pads full of advertising that he has stumbled on a couple of occasions.
Strange thing, Guzman warned Pernell for turning his back on Ramirez. That's a no-no. He shouldn't do that, because he got hit a real good shot in the kidney.
Now, that left hand of Whitaker's became a problem late in his training. Is it a problem now? He seems to be holding back with the left hand.
Well, I watched him, and I noticed that in the gymnasium, he hit one of his sparring partners on top of the head, and he sort of shook it off. Now, maybe he did hurt his hand in the gymnasium.
Well, he broke his right hand in '86, and it has been fine ever since it mended. But he certainly is holding back with the left more in this round, as it's almost exclusively the right jab that we're seeing from Pernell.
Well, he's definitely not using his left hand at all.
He got him through that time. Well, and a good shot at that.
I spoke too soon.
He takes one with the left hand from Ramirez.
Oh, Ramirez is definitely getting to Pernell. Pernell is definitely slowing down. The gas tank is getting emptied out a little bit. and Ramirez can go this kind of style anytime. You notice he slipped in the water that time, Ramirez.
Over in that neutral corner.
That's what it is. They got to wipe it up, but nobody's paying no attention to it.
Whitaker favored here against the champion because of his speed, but also because of the 12-round distance, I suspect. If this were a 15-round bout, it might be a different story. You might have to look to Ramirez the way he grinds his opponents down.
Well, I think 12 rounds is championship rounds. I mean, you're a champion whether it's 12 or 15.
Whitaker goes to the body effectively as Ramirez winces in pain from that body shot, both in superb condition, but a couple of heavy bangers in here. There with Joey Ferriello, Lou Duva, and Ace Murata, who's the cut man, hasn't had much to do in that regard.
Well, I'll tell you, they're doing a real good job trying to pump up Whitaker because Whitaker's getting a little befuddled now because Joey's telling him things to do, and he's misinterpreted. Because Joey told him when you make him miss, when he goes over balance, nail the guy. And
well, it may be a one-handed effort on the part of Whitaker right now. We did see him use that left once, but he saw a big opening back in that 7th round, but that was about the only left he threw, so the hand is a source of discomfort to Pernell at this stage. He appeared, as Angelo told you, to injure it in the later stages of training. Of course, he has experience along these lines. He broke his other hand back in '86 against John Montez and had to go the last 6 rounds in one-arm fashion, much as he may do this bout.
I'll tell you, Pernell is really putting up a game fight, and what he did the last clinch, he hit him with a shot with that left hand to the kidney to make it look like he's using the left hand. There he goes, hitting him to the body with the left hand.
Now, the first 5 rounds were clearly Whitaker's, I would think. Where do you go from there, now that we're in the 8th round?
Well, it's just going to be downhill from here on out, because if you're a one-handed fighter, you're not going to lick a Ramirez.
How did you see the last 2 rounds, 6 and 7?
I gave him to Ramirez because he was hurting body shots, really hitting him more punches, and he's getting to Pernell.
He knows he has time, the champion does. And he is always there for Whitaker. Get out of there, Pernell, I'm sure his corner is saying, because that is where he can ill afford to be. He does get out of there. As it continues, this battle for the WBC lightweight crown. A minute to go in this round. Round 8. Ramirez with 100 victories and 6 losses. He has KO'd 82 of his 100 wins.
Pernell is really getting hurt with those body shots. That last clinch, he really edged in sideways. So I think it may have even hurt a rib on his left side.
Well, he uses the left hand there. He did not see much of it. Gets out of the way of that solid right shot from Ramirez. So Whitaker's handicaps appear to be mounting in the late going here in Paris, France tonight. Well, we heard Lou Duva in the corner while we're away tell Whitaker 12 more minutes and you're the champion of the world as we head now into this 9th round. Still leading, but Ramirez catching up.
Just the kind of fight that'll go right down to the wire because I think they're both in great shape. Only thing I'm worried about, I think Whitaker hurt a rib because when he goes, he puts his right side in so he don't get hit on the left side.
And, of course, the left hand to be considered, too, that he injured about 3 rounds ago, although he has not complained about either that I've heard listening to the corner.
No, he hasn't given that away in the corner, really.
But it is obvious by his style that the left hand, if not injured, is being saved for a much more important occasion than this, and I can't think of what it might be.
Well, there's nothing more remarkable than fighters the way they can suck up pain, and that's what he's doing. But I definitely think he hurt he's hurt on the side there, and he's always favored when he goes into the clinch. You notice the Pernell is moving a little slower. to get in the way out of those clinches, which is going to get nailed.
The judges who will score this are Harry Gibbs of England, Newton Campos of Brazil, and Louis Michel of France. And we expect, the way we have seen it, that Whitaker has the lead built up in the first 5 rounds, with Ramirez rapidly gaining on him. It is scheduled for 12. This bout is taking place in a tent which was thrown up in a couple of days here at a cost of 15 or 1.5 million francs, about $300,000. And it's all the comforts of home, an instant arena here in the suburb of Levallois-Perret, France.
I tell you, it's really a beautiful setup for a fight.
It's a community of 55,000. Over 5,000 have turned up here with a price of $400 ringside for this WBC lightweight championship. 45 seconds to go in the round. Whitaker with the left, missed with the right.
Well, he's got to stop trading because he's going to get hit with a shot. So he's opening up and he's going to get nailed. Whitaker definitely tried to buy his time, small time, doing a lot of good stuff in there to avoid getting hit.
Oh, got a good lefty in that time, Whitaker did. So he is willing to use it.
Referee keeps warning about turning him his back. I don't know if the referee's going to take away, a point from him for doing that.
Well, until now, he hasn't had a whole lot to do, this referee, as this round comes to a close. The 10th round is underway. 3 to go here as Whitaker pursues the championship. Let's check his corner between rounds a moment ago.
Hey, I'm giving you, baby. You're getting everything you want, baby, because you're dancing beautiful out there, baby. This is you. This is Olympic time, right? Let's take this thing. You got 3 rounds to go.
Okay.
Come on. This is the Olympic title. 3 rounds. Let's go.
Fight those gloves.
Lou also told him it's now a 3-round amateur fight. Trouble is, you don't start your amateur fights having gone 9 against one of the toughest guys in the division.
I'll tell you one thing, they're doing a good job of pumping them up, all of them. And he said, letting them know it's only 9 minutes to go to win a title. That's what they're trying to juice them up for.
Well, Ramirez came on, I thought, to win 6, 7, and 8. That Whitaker might have won that 9th round. If he did, it's a very important victory. He surely won the first 5.
He's getting hit some horrendous body shots by grabbing and holding.
Whitaker walking him away. And he gets a caution from Goose for the referee.
Gave him a little bit of a walk there. It worked. Got him some more time.
Yep. Got him electric. Ramirez connecting with the left. Whitaker scoring as he comes in as the Mexican world champion bangs away at the body. A little over a minute to go. This is the 10th round.
Whitaker's taking out all the stops, using every trick in the book, biding his time so he won't get nailed.
And I don't care what experience Ramirez has, he's got to be frustrated by the movement of Whitaker.
Oh,
here.
God, yes. He just got wobbled by a shot, too.
Another
He got
good shot
nailed
to the
off
body.
balance. That's right. Right.
Whitaker has displayed a great deal of heart. And he has shown, certainly, ring wisdom and character beyond his 15 pro bouts. This 24-year-old from Norfolk, Virginia, giving Mr. Ramirez a dance lesson.
Dance lesson and a boxing lesson. He seems like
Yes.
a real good fight.
The constant movement. There is the solid right coming through now. Uses the left hand, which he has used sparingly. Just seconds to go here in this 10th round as Whitaker's movement seems relentless in the face of the persistent attack by Ramirez. Stay with us from Paris. Here is the 11th round of a bruising battle between Ramirez and Whitaker for the WBC lightweight title. The flash, the style, the speed prevailing. The hair against the tortoise right now. Let's check in with the corner of Jose Luis Ramirez between the last round.
El 12, 8. Es el 11. Ok. Tienes que ser lo más fuerte de tu vida, compadre. ¿Entiendes? Tenemos todo a favor, pero tienes que ser un cierre.
Ramirez's corner, the manager saying, he talked to Ramirez, and Ramirez said he's muy maciado. He's very strange the way he's fighting. But the thing he says, okay, downstairs.
I would think here in the 11th round, if Whitaker stays on his feet, he has won this fight.
Well, I got him ahead, but you never know.
And there is a danger, of course, with this man that he may not stay on his feet. Ramirez seemed to indicate a slow start and then a late big finish and maybe even a knockout in his part. He may need it now to win.
Ramirez has got a good nosebleed, but those shots he's been catching are starting to take her toll.
Whitaker using both hands more freely now, certainly the left, which was we suspected to be injured. He has an orthopedic surgeon probably with him, and the word from the doctor is that he did not certainly break any bone in the hand, he feels, but he may have sprained it. But using it more confidently now. Here's a slugfest he should not be involved in, and now wisely steps away.
Ramirez's right eye is starting to close on him pretty good. But that Whitaker is really doing a number, walking Ramirez out of the clinches and biding good time.
Yes, this Olympic champion may be on his way to a world title finally. Might have taken him a little longer, but he's heading there in style if he keeps it going here. Ramirez glancing blow with the right. Whitaker stands there, counter punches, gets the left hand through a couple of times. And he'll hang on here to buy a second or two. Ramirez, the body, then he brings the right up to the head, partially blocked. And Whitaker goes over the top of the left hand and gets it through. They will touch. And away they go for a 12th and final round.
Both corners poured down to plenty of ice down to both kids' trunks so they could fly their trunks was, wet like they are.
Ramirez has gone to the 12th round 6 times. He is 3-3 in 12-round decisions. Whitaker got the early points, Ramirez the middle rounds, and Whitaker's come back beautifully in the last couple or 3.
Those exchanges are doing Whitaker no good. He should get on his bicycle and get out of there.
He should want no part of this because he could get tagged. Ramirez, to reiterate, 82 knockouts among his 100 pro wins.
What Whitaker did then is what he's got to do. Bang him around, lock him up, because he don't want to be trading punches with the Ramirez.
He gets in there, gets his combinations off, and then tries to get out or duck down under or hang on. There is the Ramirez jab as he tries to go downstairs for the body. Whitaker continues to dance as he has done from the opening bell, and very wisely here in this situation.
Good move he made that. He talked him into coming in, threw shots, and got out of there.
Well, this crowd relatively quiet. You know they're backing Jose Luis Ramirez, and they, as I say, have not made a whole lot of noise lately. Ramirez not even coming close to scoring right there.
No, Whitaker fighting a real good, smart fight. In, out, he's keeping them off balance. Ramirez, if anything, is tireder than Whitaker.
Well, he's been so busy trying to catch this impossible target. So the matchup of power and speed, style, experience is going to the younger man. And less than 30 seconds remaining in the 12th and last round. You never know how a decision will go, but
Whitaker gave a look at
Pernell's way.
Don, Whitaker gave a look at the clock. It's not working, the arena clock.
It says 3 minutes. He was probably horrified to see that. So the 12th comes to an end. We'll have a decision for you in a moment. Let's go back to Frank Gifford. Frank. The way we saw it, certainly it did not even appear to be close. But let's get the announcement now. This is what it is.
Version WBC. Pour le juge britannique, M. Gibbs. Whitaker, 117. Ramirez, 113. Whitaker, 117. Gibbs, 113. Pour le juge français, M. Michel. Ramirez, 116. Whitaker, 115. Ramirez, 116. Whitaker.
Well, it appears that Ramirez has indeed won incredibly. Harry Gibbs, the referee or the judge from England, gave Whitaker a 4-point margin, 117-113. Campos from Brazil, 118-113 for Ramirez. And then Louis Michel of France, a 1-point edge for Ramirez, so he does win the split decision. As I tried to prepare earlier, Angelo, you never know how a decision is going to go. This one really has to be a shocker.
I'll tell you, I had winning it by 3-4 points. Now, I don't understand.
I certainly would agree with you. Let's try to get Pernell Whitaker. We can get him through the ring here for us. And here is Ramirez coming across now, and